Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for sticking around. Welcome to Love and Life. The program is live right now. I'd like you to invite all your friends to be a part of what we're doing right now. And as you do so, uh, the program is going to be a blessing to you. If you're ready to go ahead, I'm also ready. And therefore, let's start even now. Quickly invite your friends while I give you a few seconds, and then we go into the program. Thank you. I'll be right back after this.
What is life? Is it just about eating and drinking and engaging with short-term goals to only meet our daily need? Or, are we just in this world to live a life not that different from the beast of the fields and leaving with no impact? Why exactly am I here? What exactly am I created to do, and what am I leaving for? Inasmuch as this important questions arise in our minds on daily basis, then it means God wants to give us keen answers to them. Join Africa's foremost spiritual teacher and crusader, Femi Ogunlusi Christopher, this Sunday at 5 p.m. plus 1 GMT as he exposes answers to many of these questions and the likes to you as he has done for decades, using ancient text and wisdom to guide you into your original pathway aligned for you before birth. Get exposed to many unseen realities about the universe around you. Love and Life, a journey into eternity through self. Don't miss it. What is life? Is it just about eating and drinking and engaging with short-term goals to only meet our...
We're going to be proceeding with the program today, and what I'll be sharing with you today is something very important that will be of blessing to you, and that is um, the secret of alignment. I'll be sharing with you today the secret of alignment, and that's what I want to share with you today. I want to believe you had a great week. I want to believe everything went well for you during the week. As I will be proceeding to share some very important instructions with you today. My name is Benny Christopher. I'm the spiritual head teacher at Love and Life, the platform where you are listening to this program, Awake from Today. Today, it's a privilege to be your friend and your host of this program. Life is not majorly about what we get, but what we are able to give in life. And of so many things that I have to give, this is only one of them. And that's what I'm sharing with you today. Once again, my name is Ben Christopher. Invite your friends to be a part of what we're doing today. Today, I'll be sharing with you about that very amazing topic, and that is the secret of alignment, how to convert all your efforts into results. How to convert all your effort into results. That's living through life perfectly aligned with the whole. That's what I want to share with you today. How you and I can live through life and yet we are aligned with the whole. We are aligned with the whole. I want you to ensure you share this with friends who you feel that it's their time to break free from the problems and the matrix of the world, because this is the kind of message that can actually transform you and make you a better person. Today, I'll go straight to the point. I will try to explain some things about today's message to you. What is alignment? You must have driven a car, or you currently drive a car, and you've been told sometimes by the people who service the car for you, people telling you that your car is not aligned, and you know what it means when a car is not aligned. It will not go in a straight direction. It will wobble, the hands will wobble, the steering wheels will wobble, and all manner of things. You've also seen, maybe in time past, people who are looking for signal. Maybe they have a TV station or a satellite dish. They try to twist that antenna in order for them to get a proper signal. You know, you've seen them twisting it. What they're trying to do there is they're trying to get alignment so that they can get the quality picture and sound for the particular program they are trying to watch through the satellite TV or the internet TV. Just as people look for signals, before we go ahead today, I'd like to say, the Holy Ghost, fill our heart and minds with the thoughts of divinity today. Bless every hearer. Increase their lives. Let our lives all be changed in the name of the Lord Yahushua. Let the word spread within our spirits, transforming us, and let us come to another level of realization of our walk with the Spirit. So much it be. So, people twist their antenna for their satellite TV looking for signals. And once they twist it, they get the signal, and then the TV signal begins to become very strong, and they begin to enjoy the TV program. This is how life is. You've always heard me say things like, on this earth that we are in, the frequency of God is always streaming, and it is only those who are tuned to that frequency that will enjoy and hear from God. The frequency of God is always streaming. It's only those who tune. So that tuning, in order to be able to get that frequency of God, is what we call the alignment. So there's a lot of people today who are not aligned. And what happens when the car is not aligned? The tires of the car begins to wear away. The tire becomes bad over time. That is how a lot of people today, they are not aligned with the universal power streaming, the God power streaming in the universe. And then they begin to wonder, what is the cause of the struggle, of their struggle? Why are they struggling through life? Why are they going through what they don't desire to go through? Most human beings suffer when there is no alignment in their life. Alignment with your God self, alignment with your true nature, alignment with who God said you should be, alignment with your maker, alignment with yourself, your inner self, alignment with everything that has been said about you. So when there is no alignment, what we have is chaos. So a lot of people wonder today, why do people not like me when I get to places? Why is my friendship not working, my relationship? Why am I not getting things? Even though sometimes in life, certain things happen not because of alignment, but I can tell you that majority, when a man is not aligned, he cannot understand his own character. When a man is not aligned, he cannot understand his likes and dislikes. When a man is not aligned, he cannot know his strength, neither his weakness. Alignment with yourself makes you know your divinity and makes you enjoy life. A very important story I would love to mention to you in the Bible, which I would not go into it more, is the story. Of course, for those who are in Islam, you've always heard that people in Islam, they pray facing a particular direction, which has to do with somewhere in Mecca. Why do you think they want to align in that direction? The organizers of that religion know something that the people might not know. So every culture of the world talks about aligning. In the ancient Kemet, Egypt, not the current Egypt, the people of Egypt used to talk about aligning with the sun so that they can harness energy from the sun for their own body and for life. Today, there is solar panels that people put on the buildings of houses, of cars, of different places, to generate energy so that they can align the dish. You see them aligning the dish so that they can tap something from the sun. So my question to you today, my friend, is this: how aligned are you to your higher self? How aligned are you to your God self? How aligned are you in life? The man at the pool of Bethesda was always complaining. He said that every time an angel came to steer the pool, he is not always having someone that will help him to go into the water. So because of this, he was positioned at that pool, but he could never get healed for years. A lot of years the Bible declared he was there, but he never got well. So he was there, but it was not aligned with the power in the pool. So there comes the first point that I'm going to share with you today about the secret of alignment. Under the message, the secret of alignment, the first thing I'm going to share with you today is that every of man's earth work. Listen to me, my friend. Love and Life is a platform where you learn spiritual things. I'm not here to tickle your fancy. I'm not here to teach you a religious message, another message to make you come to church or to make you continue in your faith. No, there is a place for that, and there are places for that. But what I'm doing to you today is to wake you up spiritually, because you're on the program Awake, to wake you up to become your highest potential and to see how life really works, and so that you can enjoy the best of God for you. The first thing I'd like you to know today is that every of man's earth walk, events, our body parts, I will explain everything to you, and the symbols in our lives and in our world today is connected to an unseen kind of it. One of the first principles you need to know to align with God, to align with the universe, because until you align, you will not see things working well for you. There is a lot of human beings today that their angels are talking to them, but they are not responding. Their higher self is talking to them, they are not responding because they have a way, a pattern of life that they want to live. There is a way they want God to talk to them. There is an how that they've been trained in life. And if things don't go in that line, I've heard a lot of people, even pastors, who they talk about teaching people how to they tell people that if God wants to talk to you, this is how he talks. If it doesn't go this way, then it's not God. So they've boxed God into a pattern. But in life, until you know God for yourself, God will be using diverse manners to speak to you. Just like as I was sharing with the family today about how God spoke to the prophet in diverse manners. But he now said, now that Paul was writing that book of Hebrew, he said, but now God is speaking to us through his son. But the key word there in Hebrews, it says God spoke to our fathers in the past in diverse manners. So every of man's earth work, every of the events in the world, like rain falling, the sun shining, seasons of your life, you woke up, you felt happy, every event in your life, your body parts like your eyes, your nose, your liver, your every symbols you see around you, it's all connected to an unseen kind of that thing. So what it means is this: your body parts tells you something in the realm of the spirit. That is why if something happens to your body part in the spiritual realm, it could affect you physically. And the spiritual realm I'm talking can also be your psychic body, like some people know today, your astral body, your ethereal body. So everything you see physically is talking something to you. The plant that you see every day talks to you. But if you are not awake, if you are not sensitive, you will not know that you have to be aligned to understand what the plant is telling you. Thank God that Balaam, when he was traveling, was sensitive enough to hear the donkey, to know that God could talk to him through the donkey. If not, the donkey was blocking the way. The donkey did not want Balaam to go in that direction. But the more the donkey blocked the way, the unskilled wanted to go through the road. But the prophet said, when he now struck the donkey and beat the donkey said, am I not your ox, your donkey that you have ridden for many years? I am speaking what the Lord is telling me to tell you. So every physical event you see in your life, you woke up one day, your body was feeling warm, or you had an uneasiness in your soul. You felt uneasy. You felt troubled within you. God is telling you something. Maybe a loved one is about to be hurt. Maybe something is happening to your personality somewhere. Maybe someone is speaking negativity about you. Maybe your hair is itching. You need to be sensitive, because every of your earth work, every effort you make on earth, every event that you find yourself in on earth, all your body parts, that is your eyes, as a symbol spiritually also. A lot of people do not know that they need to be aligned to understand what their eyes is doing in their socket. Your liver has something it's doing. For example, if you begin to notice someone who has a problem with their understanding spiritually and they have an issue with the coordination, they begin to speak in a pattern that is not coordinated. So you will know that this person's spiritual senses has been tampered with. So when you see somebody that is hurt, this is what I mean. Let me explain what I'm sharing with you. When you see someone who is always failing in every endeavor, the thing is not working, so he begins to run around, begins to think that something is wrong with him. But that failure most of the time is a product of alignment. It might be misaligned. Maybe the reason why he's failing is that he's missing something in his life. The thing he's missing might be he has a low worship level of God. It might be that the reason why he's failing is that he's in an endeavor he's not supposed to be in. So because he's not in sync, he's not aligned with his spiritual head, he's not aligned with God within him, he's not aligned with the spirit man, he will be sailing against the tide. Do you know what it means to sail against the tide? You've seen the ocean and how the tide goes on it, the wave. The only way a ship or a boat can go successfully on that water is if it goes in the direction of the wave. But a lot of people in life, instead of going in the direction the wave is going on the water, on the ocean, what they do is that they go in the opposite way of that ocean. So they will now wonder, why are they struggling against the tides of life? There are some people I mentioned that every of man's walk in life, your walk in life could be your character. They have something to do with where you are going, with your alignment. When a man loses alignment, your alignment might have been lost through your character, through being in the wrong trade, the wrong business, the wrong place. Maybe you even are working with the wrong association, the wrong friend. When you go in the wrong direction, then you now wonder, why are things not working for me? I said your body parts, certain of your body parts too are interpretation of certain things about you. For example, if you had a vision and you saw that your leg was cut off, that physical leg also has a spiritual connection. It could be a termination in your physical journey in life. It could be that something is about to stall your work in life, your progress. So, but when you are not aligned, you would not understand what every body part speaks to you, what every dream speaks to you, why you need to be where you are. Some people see symbols around them. You will just watch TV, you tune your TV, and what you see is, people talking about death. It might be nature, the Holy Ghost, your angels telling you to be careful because death is around a loved one around you. You just see, or a rushing of thoughts coming to you, or a body part of yours just became numb that period. See, what I'm sharing with you today, I'm exposing you to spirituality. A lot of people are sailing through life without adequate knowledge, and this is the reason for the things they go through. There are some of you, a part of your eye, your left or your right eye, just begin to tweak. But because you are not aligned with nature, you are not aligned, you don't even know what God is telling you. Some of you wake up with a pain on your back, and it might be an interpretation because your back represents support, that somebody is about to break your heart. Someone you trust is about to break your heart. I'm sharing with you today the secrets of alignment. The secret of alignment, ability to live through life perfectly aligned with the all, and how to control and turn every effort into results. So you need to be aligned with your divinity so that you will know when certain things happen, what is the Lord telling me to do? Why am I waking up in the midnight? Is God trying to speak something? Is my inner self trying to guide me into something? Am I supposed to pray? Or am I supposed to go back to the project that I tried to finish yesterday that I could not finish? Every of your work on earth every of your work on earth, every event that happened to you, every of your body part, every symbol you see has an unseen likes and connection. There is a connection between everything, even the reflection of who you marry. There are some of you notice, certain animals, you keep seeing them, repeated patterns, repeated images, until that thing happens and hurts you. Until a physical event now comes, you will not know it is God, the universe, your angels warning you with those signs. But if you're aligned, your spirit will be sensitive, and then there will be a communication inside your spirit that do this. But some people neglect those little signs. Sometimes you wanted to enter a relationship, you were just noticing that as people around me understand what I'm sharing, because immediately you know about this, the blessings begin to work in your life. I'm telling you the truth. There are certain times you want to get into a friendship with someone, and then a glass of water will break around you. I'm telling you, You didn't plan for the glass of water to break. You didn't plan for the plate to break, and it broke. But because you are not aligned, you're not understanding that the universe is telling you that this friend is going to break your heart. Don't go into that friendship, because you don't understand symbols. You don't understand what every event in your life is saying to you. But he said something about the sons of Issachar in the Bible. He said they understood times and they understood season. It's my prayer for you today that you will align with your inner self. You will know when the Lord is talking to you. You would understand the voice of God to you, and you will be able to interpret every of those voices, every of those leading for everyday event in your life. A lot of people in our world today have gotten into what they are not supposed to get to. They are in trouble today because they are not aligned. They don't know when to stop. They don't know when to walk away from a situation. They check the clock and they just see 00 hour. Why is it that it was when the clock was at 12:000, which is the 00 hour of the night? Maybe before then you were trying to think, think, oh, what am I going to do about this unpleasant situation? Should I walk away? Should I go? And then you looked at the time and the time was speaking to you. Maybe it says 000. Many of you don't know what it means. When you are in the disturbed state of heart and in the state of your mind, you are disturbed and you see the number 00. What does that mean? You don't know, because you are not aligned with the universe. You are not aligned with God. God speaks to us in diverse manners because he loves us. He loves us so much, but only few people respond. Only few people are able to know when the Lord is leading them. But it is only those who are aligned. When you are out of alignment, think you will struggle in life, because your angels will be speaking to you. You will not hear. The language that God used to speak to us most times is not voice, it is pictures. Sometimes it is numbers and symbols. You see yourself resonating towards certain colors. You just woke up in the morning and you just saw black around you. You're just having the nudge or the urge to wear black. Unplanned. You just notice that every part of your clothes is black. It could be something the universe is telling you. Maybe just a morning is around you. Maybe something bad. Maybe you need to hide yourself, because black represents shadow. It represents quietness. It represents virginity. It also represents mourning. It could be a time that you're not supposed to celebrate as that period. But only those who are aligned can interpret and understand the voice of God. A lot of people have gone out when they were not supposed to go out and they died. A lot of people have spoken when they were supposed to keep their mouth shut. They were seeing the signs, the symbols, the events. Their body part was communicating to them. They were having oil in their hand. Their hand was becoming watery, but they could not interpret it because they were not aligned. I'm sharing with you today the secret of alignment. When you are aligned, you will know what to do per time. You will know where to go per time, and you will know what not to do. The second point I will be sharing with you today under the secret of alignment is this. Many of you remember the scripture that says, if the foundation be destroyed, he said the foundation of the earth is out of course. So all wrongdoings and events that causes suffering are a result of misalignment in life. Do you know that there are certain things that happen to you that God lets happen to you because he wants to do something new in your life? Maybe a job stopped. Maybe you were slower in the process of something you were doing. Suddenly there was a pause. You will notice that after a while, you tried again and it worked, right? But those things in your life that happens, but things don't get better later. Rather, things began to get worse. These are always happen. These are things that always happen when you are not in alignment. When you see yourself always financially not going forward the way you should, you are beginning to have a better yesterday. You are even wanting to go back into yesterday. When you begin to see yourself that you're seeing repeated things, things are not moving well, or money does not stay in your hand, you are reckless with spending. It could be because you are not aligned properly. There are some of you that you are not supposed to be going to where other people are going, but when you went there because of peer pressure. And the reason why you're not supposed to go where other people go is not because you're not permitted to go. It might be you are weak. You are someone that if you get easily influenced. But the nature wanted you to stop going, and for a period, you became broke, or a circumstance happened for you not to be able to afford that thing. And then instead of you to relax and say, what is God telling me in this situation? Why is it that when I wanted to do this project, money suddenly disappeared from my hand? You will now begin to go all out to borrow money to go for that event. And you will now wonder that 6 months, 8 months down the line, money is not staying in your hand. Sometimes it might be because you are not aligned. You are not listening to yourself, to your inner self, to your guide, to the Holy Spirit. Your inner self is telling you that you are reckless with spending. Therefore, save more. Don't go to places where you'll be tempted to buy things you don't need. Don't, associate. Associate maybe, there are sometimes also you notice that nature just takes away some people out of your life. They might be friends. They are toxic. Maybe a partner. They are toxic to you. Your energy is always down around those people. But because you are the type that loves to talk, you like to make friends, and then you look on the left, you look on the right, the person is not there, then you begin to confuse yourself, and then you begin to go and call the person to come back to your life. But God was taking the person away from you because maybe the person is harmful to you. Maybe the person is harming you, is not good for your destiny, but you don't know because you are not aligned. So sufferings, when you are suffering, you are always having people who backstab you. It might be because God is telling you, nature is telling you, the Holy Ghost is telling you, your angels are telling you, you don't need friends. It's not everybody that is going to get along. Some people shine more when they are not with certain kind of friends. Maybe you're the type that is only supposed to have casual friends. Maybe not people that will come too close to you. But because you don't understand yourself, you are not aligned with yourself. You want to keep friends because your family member has friends. My brother has friends, my twin. Maybe you even have a twin that gets along with people easily. So all events in life that causes continuous suffering, there are certain things that happen for a season. Then you prayed. Then after a while, things changed. There are certain things that happen, and after a season, things changed again. That is how your life is supposed to be, because sometimes God can stop something in order for something new that wants to happen. But when you notice that certain things stopped, and then the thing is not changing, it's becoming years, what is telling you is that you are not doing something right. You might need to check your modus operandi, the ways you are executing your life, the steps that you are carrying, the places you are going, and the kind of associations that you have. Because life is not lived. We are not created to suffer through life. Suffering, just like that tire that I started with at the beginning of this program, explaining that when the tire of a car begins to be misaligned, not aligned properly, the tire begins to wear away. It begins to the tread of the tire begins to wear out. This is how you are supposed not to be wearing out in life, not to be burning out. You begin to burn out. You begin to go through stress when you are not where you're supposed to be. There is a popular saying that says, put the round pegs in round holes. But when you have a round peg and you put it in the square hole, it won't fit properly. So there's a lot of people today that they are in places because they are not listening to their inner head. They are not listening to the voice within them. They are not aligned with God. So they want, and when you are not, you remember the scripture that says, he that dwell in the secret place, that is alignment. He that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide, that is, will have a covering of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. But when you are not in the secret place, when you are not abiding, what will happen? If you are not in the secret place, of course, you'll be in the open place, and anything can happen in the open place. So a lot of us in the world today, we are suffering in ministry, we are suffering in family, we are suffering in marriage because we are not aligned. Before you started that friendship, you got the signs. Things happened around you. You were trembling. You were always scared around this person. You were always having bad dreams, nightmares, but you did not count it. You put it aside. You were like, oh, it's just normal. And then 10 months down the line, 2 years down the line, is always tears. Now there is abusive relationship now. Now the relationship is not working the way it should work now. And then you are wondering what happened. It's because there is a misalignment. You got a warning, you did not follow the warning. So there are certain things in your life today that God is talking to you about. You are not listening. One of the reasons why many of us are struggling in life today is that we are not aligned. We are in a place where we cannot hear instructions. We can't hear instructions. We want things to happen the way we want them to happen. We just want things to happen how we want it to happen. We're just like the man that is trying to get signal so that his TV can work. He's trying to shake the antenna, shake the satellite dish. You don't even care about aligning yourself with your maker. You don't pray about things. You don't listen. You don't get quiet before you go into a situation. You just jump into anything. Once you even eat anything, if you are aligned, you would even begin to hear the kind of food you should eat and the food you should not eat. If you are aligned, if you are in alignment, you will know where to go. You would even feel. Many people they are not aligned. They are just like everybody. They do what everybody does. They go where everybody go. They say what everybody say. And then they wonder, why do I get the results that I don't like? You got the sign, but you neglected it. You got it, you neglected it. Until today, you are still getting the signs. You are on a job currently, and then you are beginning to see one. What does one mean? One is it means fresh start. Maybe you are being communicated. Alignment is telling you, God is telling you, start again, start afresh. One means beginning of a thing, but you don't know the meaning of one. You had a dream, you were just seeing symbols, things were just resetting for you. One, you don't understand it because you are not aligned. So most people suffer in life when they are not aligned. May you not suffer in life. I said, may you not suffer in life. Type amen. I said, may you not suffer in life. Alignment makes you to hear the voice of God. People today are 2 years away from their maker. They are 3 years away from the spiritual realm. People, haven't you seen that? Why do you think trees, why do you think they bear fruit? Why do you think they bring fruit in every season? Because they are still aligned to the soil. Immediately a tree is uprooted, you will not find fruit on it anymore. So a lot of people are not fruitful today because they are not aligned. How do you align yourself? You will know that as we continue. So most sufferings in life are caused because of misalignment. Are you with me? Another point I'd like to share with you today is that everyone has a duty to be aligned. And how do you align? How? Everyone must find their alignment again by going within and to hear the leadings they hear from within themselves and do that leading. How do you align yourself? I'm sharing with you the secret of alignment. That's what I'm sharing with you. The secret of alignment. How to convert all your efforts of sufferings, frustrations, how to convert them into results. And how to live perfectly aligned with the all. That's what I'm sharing with you today. I've shared the first one with you that every of your work in life, every of your body parts, and symbols all have unseen likes and connections. That is, there's connection between your work in life. Every event that happens, there's a connection. For example, when a baby is born physically, it has its like in the realm you don't see, in the spiritual realm. A baby being born represents a new season for a family. So the physicality there is that a baby is born, but the spirituality is that there's a new season, a new soul has arrived. So every physical event has a spiritual meaning. Your body part has a meaning. Your eyes represent light. Your nose represents sensitivity. Your mouth represents voice. It represents, for example, you dream and then something closed your mouth. It means that something is silencing your voice. You should work on people not silencing your voice. So you have to understand alignment, because if you are not aligned, things will be happening and you will not know what to do to stop them or what to do to initiate certain things to happen in your life. I also said that all events in life that causes suffering are a result of when you are not aligned, misalignment. So begin to think about your life today in those areas where you lack results. Ask yourself, what is the thing that I'm not aligned with? Some of you used to pray before you have stopped praying. You are not aligned in prayer. Some of you used to be kind, but you allowed people to treat you bad, and today you don't even care about people anymore. Some of you used to be very friendly, but you missed your alignment because somebody hurt you, so you chose not to be good to other people anymore. So from there, you did not know where the problem started. The third point I'm sharing with you is that to be aligned in life, everyone has a duty to go within themselves, to trust their inner voice for leading and to cause alignment. The only way you can be aligned, the good thing about this universe is this: God is always talking to you. God has never left anybody in the world helpless. He is always speaking to you. And this is the reason why you would always hear words like conscience, the Spirit of God. Oh, my peace was taken away. I felt uneasy. This is the divine trying to communicate with man. So the only way you can align yourself with your divinity, because to be aligned means you are aligned with your divinity, you are aligned with yourself. Every suffering in life is always caused when you are not aligned. So there are so many people that God talks to them, they don't listen. So when they go out, things will not work. When I'm talking God, I'm talking of your inner self, because you yourself, you're carrying God within you. You are a part of the divine, you are a fraction of the divine source. So when you don't listen, you would always fall into mistakes because you will use your conscious mind. Man has a conscious and a subconscious mind. So your conscious mind is where you reason from. Your subconscious mind is, another word for it is higher self. Another word for it is God, because it knows what you know. It knows what your conscious mind does not know. So for you to be able to succeed in life, you have to trust your inner self. After all, the whole essence of Christianity is to be reborn. What part are you reborn in? Your physical part? No, your inner part. And then when you are now reborn, what happens? That inner nature begins to now speak, to guide and to correct you. So a lot of people today want to be aligned. So how can you be aligned? Listen to the voice. Whenever something happens around you, whenever you're about to take a step, listen to what the inner voice is telling you about that step. Listen to what the inner voice, to what the voice within you, to what the voice of God within you is saying about the situation. Before you start a project, get a go ahead from your inside. Get a go ahead from your inside. Because if you neglect what that voice is telling you, you will notice down the line, 1 year down the line, you'll be misaligned. So don't do things because you feel like doing it. Don't do things because you were invited to do it. Don't go to places because the place looks nice, everybody's going. Go to places because the voice within you permitted you to go. That voice will never mislead you. It is the voice of the divine. You were born with that voice, and that voice, when the time you are going, that voice also will go out with you. It is the divine source in everybody. Most people you see who are wicked today, they are not wicked because that voice is not talking to them. They are wicked because they are not listening to what that voice is telling them about. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of people you see today who are doing unreasonable. Okay, even look at people that have mental health issues. What do you hear them say? They'll say, I hear voices. So everybody hears voices. The truth, what differentiates people is how you interpret the voice. What kind of voice is speaking to you? And the ones that are speaking to you to do the right thing, how often do you listen to them? Because you are either listening to the voice telling you to go and do something wrong, or you are listening to the voice telling you to do something right. And whether you are aware or not, you are responding to the voices. How you will know the voice you are responding to is what is the thing you're doing. So if you are continually doing good, it means you are in sync, you are in alignment with the good within you. When you continually see yourself doing wrong, you are in alignment with the wrong within you. Every concept of Satan and God that you have always heard, I've told you on this program, it is within you. Every human being has the God force within them, and they have the demon. Satan is not a person. It is human being that is Satan, and it is human being also that is God. This might confuse some of you, but when you wake up, you understand what I'm saying. Haven't you seen yourself certain times reasoning certain thoughts that you wonder, where did this thought come from? All through the Bible, mention one satanic thing that you see done. All the wars that happened in the Bible was done by man. All the killings, even the people who killed Jesus was not Satan. It is men like you and I that killed him. But you will notice that when the issue happened, it will be said that yes, it was an evil act. Why? Because it is you and I that carry out the evil act of good, and it is still you and I that carry out the act of evil. And they are all product of the response to the voice that we are, the one we are listening to on our inside. So when you refuse to listen to your intuition, when you refuse to listen to the voice of God within you, you will be misaligned in life. You will not align properly, because everything you will be doing you will always walk in error. And there is a limit that your head can take you, your conscious mind can take you. There's a limit. Sometimes your conscious mind will tell you to do something to be right. Another time it will tell you to do it to be wrong. But there is one that if you listen to at all times, it will never fail you. It would even teach you how to stay healthy. It will teach you when to do exercise. It will teach you the kind of food to be eating. But do you listen? That is the question. So when I see certain people that are not aligned with their inner self, I used to know. One of the things is that they will always be troubled, and they are not always settled internally. When you see someone that is aligned with the internal self, one of the first things you will notice is confidence, because the person is hearing from inside what he should do and what he should not do. Most confusions in life is a product of not aligned with your inner voice, because it is that voice that will guide you into all truth. It is that voice that is the voice of God. And when you notice that you have stayed away from this voice, spend some time, go within yourself. You can separate yourself in fasting. You can separate yourself. There are many ways you can do it. You can quiet your mind in meditation and connect. But one thing is that voice is always speaking, and it is that voice that will connect you to the divine. You have never been separated from the divine. It is you that has not given attention to it. The last point I'm going to share with you today under the secret of alignment is this. I'm sharing this with you, my friend, if you're from Africa, or if you are from a nation where things are not really working well, or things are not productive. Listen to this. Africa and all in it will start prospering only after we all realign. I would mention some nations that have realigned and what China did to be who they are. There was a time that nation China was a very poor country. I want you to go and read the Chinese Revolution. What happened? They closed their borders for 10 years, and China began to manufacture. They never allowed product to come in their nation. They never allowed product to leave their borders. They closed their country for 10 years, and they began to manufacture until their manufacturing industry became so robust that China now became self-independent. They never brought anything from any country. So when they solved their problem, China had surplus that they now began to export to the other world. And this is the reason why today they are the greatest when it comes to importation and production of almost all the goods in the world today is from China. China closed its doors and maximized its production and began to support small and medium scale businesses and begin to encourage manufacturing. Until today, China is now the manufacturing hub of the world. What is it called? They connected themselves within. They connected themselves to their geniuses. They connected themselves to their inner child. They connected themselves to their intuition, and creativity began to come. One of the reasons a lot of African nations today, things are not working the way it should work, is that we are not original. We are disconnected. We are disconnected. And there's a saying in the Bible that when the foundation is destroyed, what shall the righteous do? The foundation is what holds the house. When there is no foundation, when there is no connection to the foundation, what will happen? There will be destruction. So a lot of people today, and I'm going to take time to explain this to you about Africa and everybody in it. That's the people, the animals, the nature that is in it. the everything in Africa will only start prospering when Africa realigns itself with its inner self, with its God nature, with its divine nature. Do you know that today in Africa, it is very difficult for an African child to love herself or himself? Because during the era of the slave trade, the Africans' values and culture had been destroyed. So it is the beginning of the time that Africans began to hate the fellow Africans, because the kings sold the people in their subject and the people in their city, their town and villages, they sold them to the foreigners. And I can tell you that today, that trait is still in many Africans today. That anywhere Africans are, majority of Africans fight their brothers. It started from the DNA of our great-great-grandfathers, when Africa, that was a loving nation, was invaded by the invaders, by people from other culture. So today, Africa, all the religion that Africa is using to connect to God, notice I'm choosing my words carefully, all the religions Africans are using to connect to God, none of those religions today is original to Africa. So when God made all the 6 continents in the world, North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, that was discovered much later, when God made them, God gave them their own cloud. God gave them the air in the place, the atmosphere. God gave this, so in such a way that the cloud in America, for people in Asia to have a cloud, they didn't need to go to America to go and import the cloud. So the cloud in Asia was seen as original to Asia, right? When God made the 6 continents, the food, he put all the food they need in there. So the food in Australia, so there was never a time, even before airplane was discovered and the ship, nobody flew from Europe or from Africa or from Asia to go to another place to carry their food. Rather, all the water that they needed in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, in North America was there from the beginning of time. Their cloud was there original. The fruits they eat was there original. But suddenly, during slave trade, the people who were living their original life were invaded and people sold their culture to them. Do you know, ever since slave trade up to now, even though Africa's food is original to eat, the land that Africa farms and lives and builds on is original, but the religion of Africa is not original. So God gave Africa air, water, but when he now wanted to reveal himself to Africa, he had to reveal himself in the Middle East. Then the people from the Middle East had to go and say, God has revealed themselves to us here, come and receive the God that received. So if God wanted us to take things from, to just abandon what we have and take things from every other place, then he wouldn't have given us food. Why did he give me food and water and air and everything? But when it came to him talking to me, he had to talk to me from Middle East. So so the message had to come from Europe, that this is the way to worship God. You mean God put us in Africa and never taught our great grandfather how to worship him? So Africa is not aligned today, and it's the reason why Africa is suffering, and many other nations in Africa will keep suffering until Africa stand up to believe that it's complete in itself and begin to align with its own divinity from within itself and everything in it, including the people. Africa must believe that its food is given to it by God. As long as it did not put the beans, the rice, the cassava, the yam, you didn't have to put it in another country and say, Africans, go and get your food there. If he wants to reveal himself to you, he will not go to those countries. He won't go and reveal himself and be born in those countries and leave you alone in Africa for you to be preached to. They did not give you air from Africa or Asia, from Asia or Europe or North America. Your air was there original. Why do you think that your own way of serving God is wrong? Because you were told. Don't you know that if it was also Africa that went to Europe or to North America to invade them and take them by slave, it is the religion of Africa that will be practiced in those places? So open your mind. Your crude oil, your natural resources were given to you by God to explore for the common good of everybody. It is not for your leaders, our leaders, to be taking them alone. So the reason why today we are suffering, a lot of Africans are suffering, is because we are not aligned. So we have natural resources, but the natural resources are not used by us. It has to be shipped outside of the continent to another place to be used, and then you will be given money. And when the money comes to the leaders, they will not use it to develop the infrastructure for the common man. They will use it to take care of their family. So the Africans are not aligned with their natural resources. They are not aligned with their God. Even some Africans are not aligned with their food. They don't want to eat. In fact, I'm telling you that a lot of Africans in America, Afro-Americans, some Africans in Europe, they don't want to associate with the Africans in Africa. They used to say they use it's only Africa. That you will hear that he's born in another country and he will be calling himself the citizen. Yeah, by law, you could be the citizen of that country. But when you now say, oh, where's your mom from? Or where are you originally from? They will say, no, I'm from. How can you be from here and you look like this? I once heard someone from the Caribbean saying he's not from Africa, that is a Caribbean. Where do all Caribbean come from? The motherland of all the white races is Europe. It doesn't matter the white you see in South Africa or the white you see in America. Their motherland is Europe. The motherland of all Asians is in Asia. It's from Asia there. So Asia, there could be Asian America, Asian Africa, Asia, but the motherland is in the continent of Asia. Any dark-skinned person, you are from Kemet originally. No matter how much you migrated because of slave trade, because of a lot of activities in the past, you are African. So until you align yourself and believe in your originality, a lot of things will not happen for you. You must remind yourself of what the king Tufu did in Africa, the pharaohs, what they did. You must remind yourself that there was a time that Egypt was the capital of the world, was the most advanced nation in the world, that Aristotle came down to learn, Plato came down to learn, Philip of Macedonia came to learn, even Shakespeare, a lot of them came there to learn of the art there, and they took it to other parts of the world and did great things with it. You must remind yourself, you must align yourself with your melanin, your skin color. The reason why God gave you this skin color is for strength, for ability. You must not look down on people from other places, but you must believe in your own self. Until you align yourself with your own originality, you would always be a slave in the world. The people who have discovered themselves, they are those that are leaders everywhere they made themselves. So who are you, oh African man? When the leaders in Africa begin to see that the reason for the natural resources is for them to benefit the common man, they will not be selling it to the other part of the world and then using the money for themselves. They will sell it to those countries that need it and then use the money to develop themselves. Africa, if you see your God, that God is with you before any religion, God is with you. If he put you there and gave you a food, he put you there, gave you water, he put you there, gave you shelter, he put you there, gave you everything. Why do you think he will put you there and not reveal himself to you? Why will he take somebody to come and tell you about God from another continent? No, there is a mishappening there. So you have to stand up to love your thing. You have to be original to love yourself. You have to believe in what God has given to you. Don't castigate African culture and traditions. Don't castigate it. You might not believe it because there's freedom of worship and there's freedom of religion, but don't say that the things that we do there are demonic. You only call them demonic because at the point in history you were enslaved, and your slave masters gave you what they called original to you, and from then on it was passed to you by your parent that everything about you is not real. And today it's the reason why you're suffering, because the only people that can rule are those that are aligned with nature, aligned with their own food. Africans must love to eat their own food. They must love to go to their own countries. It's only Africa that go around the world, they will never go back home. Europeans will travel for holidays around the world, they go back to Europe. Americans travel and come back there. Africa will say, oh, I'm not going back there. You go, you don't want to go back to where you're coming from. You don't want to even visit. Some don't even want to visit. Some even teach their children not to be associated with where they are from. How do you want to excel? You can never, no matter how long you live in a place, you can never, because of your skin color, your tone, your tonation, that's your accent, you would never be original. So what is original to you is when you align yourself. Some of you, your business will start growing when you start investing in Africa. When you can invest where you are. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You have to understand what I'm saying. A lot of nations have been big, have been great to accommodate Africans. But I'm saying that your originality, you must not deny it. You must be proud of your hair, of your skin, of your voice, of your energy, of your strength. You must align yourself, because as you align yourself with your originality, then your progress will now begin to start. Alignment is the reason. You could imagine, again, the analogy. When the satellite, the man wants to get signal, you have to twist the satellite to where the signal is. Imagine how many people are living in life today without being tuned to God, without tuning themselves to their originality, without tuning themselves to their divinity. Imagine how signalless their life will be, how clueless their life will be. So they are living life without the inner leading. They don't know the signs of nature. They don't know what God is telling them per time. They don't know the peak of life. Some people don't know that your first 10 years, there's a certain activities that will happen. Your next 10 years, there's another. Every man has a peak in life and seasons in their life. They don't know because they are not aligned. The only way you can be aligned is for the voice of God inside you, to you to trust that voice. Many of you, that voice is not clear enough because you don't listen enough. Go and stay quiet in your room and let God lead you from inside, and trust what you hear when you come outside. Trust it, follow through, whether people are there or not. Follow what that voice tells you. You will be amazed where that voice will take you to in life. I see great things happening to you every day of your life. This is what I have come to share with you today. I came to share with you the secret of alignment. The reason a lot of people are in problem today is that they are not aligned with their inner self. It's my prayer that you will be aligned with your inner self. You will become the very best of God for your life. I want you to watch this video again. Watch it again and again and share it with those around you. And then you would be able to, the spirit of this broadcast, the spirit of God will now begin to communicate with you, and it will begin to bless every work of your hands in the name of the Lord. So when you leave this broadcast today, be sensitive to the voice of God within you. Be sensitive to what God is telling you. Be sensitive to what the Spirit is saying to you. Be sensitive to the message of the Spirit. Be sensitive. Look around you, observe, and read meaning to everything, every sign that you see, every event in your life. Read meaning to it. When you are getting a symbol to stop. Don't go against the tide. When you are getting a signal to move, because if you miss that moment, you might not get that moment again. So everything that you are being told by God, let the voice, God talks to you through the voice. Let that voice guide you. And I pray for you today that that voice is leading you to the place of your dreams in the name of the Lord Yahushua. You shall not die untimely. Say with me, I will not die untimely. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. I pray for you that you are aligned with your inner man. See, let me tell you, my friend, all is not all about prayer, religious prayer. You need to be aligned. People who are not aligned, they are always very stubborn because they will not know what the head is talking to them, what God is talking to them. They are using conscious mind. They are not using their higher mind, their inner mind, the God life, their God nature is not, they are not using it because God, when God is in charge of your life, when you are aligned, you will not struggle for things. Things will, as you are thinking it, things will be happening because you are in line with nature. You hear the voice of the angels, and I pray that the voice of the angels of God, they are speaking to you even now, and the light of his presence is distinguishing you everywhere you go and everywhere you turn in the name of the Lord. Make sure you comment in the comment section, share this video with somebody you love, and I pray that God's blessing will not depart from you until I see you again next time. Keep living the life and keep loving everyone. God bless you.